Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today let's fly the Aerosoft CRJ once more. We're in Frankfurt. It's dark, it's late, it's stormy, it's rainy, it's snowy, it's a CRJ, and our destination is Leipzig. Pretty much all things that you absolutely do not want in aviation, so this is gonna be an interesting one. Especially because the weather over in Leipzig is forecast to be even worse than it is over here in Frankfurt. So that's gonna make things interesting. Now, without any further ado, I'd say we're just gonna get straight into this and see how it's going to turn out, but I'm sure that today is gonna be one of the more interesting flights that we are doing. Especially because we haven't flown the CRJ in a little while, so follow me inside. Unfortunately, the plane is still cold and dark at this point, so let's run up front, let's go ahead and power it up and get going. Just a very small lesson that I did have to learn while attempting to record this. Turn those lights, especially the one on the side here, up before you add power and lose the flashlight. Because the moment you do that, you will barely have chance to find that thing again. So let's put some chocks in place over here. The doors are open, then we can also remove or attach a ground power, and then let's go ahead and turn that power on. We also want the lights on the overhead panel, the nav lights, the logo lights, and with that everything slowly but steadily starts coming to life. Now let's go ahead and start with the safety check. That's gonna be the nose wheel steering off, the hydraulic pump switches are all off, the landing gear lever, why is that up? They're not supposed to be up. Here we go, landing gear lever down, flight spoiler lever is in, flaps are up, the radar is turned off on both sides. Alright, emergency flap switch and all the good stuff down here is checked, parking brake is set, and that's all looking good. So power is applied, then let's go ahead and turn on the IRSs first of all so that they can start aligning. Then we are going to turn on the hydraulic 3A system pump. The lights are already on, and we are going to arm the emergency lights. With all of that done, we can slowly go ahead and start working our way through the panels over here. And the first thing we are going to do is to head over into the flight plan menu to import our plan so that we can have a quick look into what we are going to do today. Alright, so let's view the OFP and scroll down a little bit. Unfortunately, it doesn't show us the weather charts over here, but we don't need the charts, we just need to look at the airport weather, and then we immediately know what's going on. So, Frankfurt at the moment, as our departure airport, gives us 210 degrees, 14 knots, and well, quite a bit of rain, quite the low QNH, but temporarily no significant weather. Our destination Leipzig gives us temporarily 080 at 15, gust 25, and looking into the weather forecast to arrive at 2200, we are pretty much going into snow over there as well. Especially from a little bit later at the night, snow forecast all the way to the morning. That's the reason why we have an alternate of Munich, which is like quite far away, but Munich should be good by the time that we are flying. Now, with all of that in mind, let's just move up a little bit on the flight plan. If we leave on time at 2100, which is in 20 minutes, then we are going to arrive just on time in Leipzig. Flight level 230 is the planned level. Weights are not critical. However, we are rather close to the max landing weight here. Just 500 kilos to run. Alright, so with that in mind, let's go down and see how much fuel we can actually uplift, because we might expect a couple of shortcuts as well. So generally they say 4.3. Now if we make that 4.4, then we've got what we need, and we pretty much end up right at the max landing weight, so there isn't all that much that we can actually do about it. So 4,400 kilos of fuel it'll be, and well, that's it. So all that good stuff here is set. They actually have us at 4,473. Alright, if that's what they got, then that's what they got. Good. So, let's say 85, and all that good stuff is looking good. Set payload and simulator, and that's it. Alright, so 4,473 kilos, and we do have that on board. That pretty much coincides with what we wanted to have as well. So all that stuff is looking good. Then let's continue on. And next up we are going to move down to the FMC to verify that the nav database is up to date. And then the position in it is going to go into the GPS position. Like that. Alright, we'll do the flight plan later on. But most importantly, let's go ahead and request our boarding now so that we can get going. With refueling being completed, let's turn on the signs. And I'm also already going to turn on the probe heat and the windshield heat because, well, it's cold, it's rainy, so we don't want any of our sensors to be icing up there. Okay, so that's out of the way. Then let's go ahead and start our flight deck inspection. So starting up here at the very top, we got the electrical system on, then we can do the fire test, and that is all looking good. Our exterior lights are turned on, fuel pumps are checked, all the stuff up here is looking good, hydraulic pumps remain as they are. Cabin pressure, so we're going to start by setting Frankfurt as our landing field elevation, which is 380 feet. Here we go, 380. Then let's go ahead and start the APU because, well, it simply is freaking cold outside. So, door closed. Come on, please open. I think I might have pressed it twice. Let's try that once more. Here we go. Sensors are on and door is open. So, start the APU, please. The rest up here. Cargo fan is on. Recirculation fan is on. APU is coming now. The rest of the lights are set. We'll have to wait with the glare shields. So then let's go down. Alright, light test number 1 is looking fantastic, and light test number 2 is also looking fantastic. Alright, beauty. So that stuff's done. Down here, frequencies, we'll need 122035 for our delivery frequency. Here we go, and 122035 is active, and then 121.5 intercom 2. Alright, looking good. Squawk 2000 for the time being. We listen to VHF 1 and 2, and you can have the same here. Transmit on the service interphone for the time being. So, the standby radio comes on. Down here, stab trim, Mach trim, all looking good. Down here, everything's set, and on the right hand side, everything is set. So, then we've done pretty much everything. So, let's get right into the... Well, I would say we get right into the setup of our FMC. And for that, I will be using my WinWings CDU, which I just really love. And I will be using it together with MobiFlight, so that I'm actually able to do something there. Okay, so with that out of the way, I will just bring up our flight plan in the dispatcher over here. Like that, and then here's our OFP, so let's get going. We are departing Echo Delta Delta Mike. No, that's already wrong. Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. Destination Echo Delta Delta Papa, and the alternate is Echo Delta Delta Mike. We are die Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. And our routing departures is going to be off runway 18, Zulu 7 Sierra departure, like that. And then let's start with our route. That's going to be Zulu 12 towards Lascar. Then we got Tango 953 towards Vokim. And then Tango 954. Inbound to Goxley. Alright, for the arrivals, well, I suppose we have to execute this first. And then departure arrivals, index. Here we go, Leipzig 08 right, Goxley 1 Romeo, and we'll take the Zanu transition. Alright, now let's have a look into what we just entered. That's actually looking quite okay. Ground distance 209 versus 270. A little bit longer because of the arrival, which should, however, be there. Let's have a very quick look. Yeah, it's all there. Interesting. It just doesn't completely link up, so that's probably the reason why. Okay, that's fine. Not going to complain about that. Alright, good. So then let's go on to the init page and we continue with our performance initialization. So performance and performance init. Not 100% sure about how many passengers we're expecting yet. Fuel is 4470, flight level 230, and to the alternate we are going to cruise in flight level 290. Expected zero fuel weight today is 31031. And here we go. Then, average winds. For the climb, 232 at 21. For the cruise, we're looking at 245 at 19. And for the descent, 246 at 9. So, ISA deviation, honestly, it's cold. It's minus 41, but whatever that deviation is. Estimated time of departure, 2100. Fuel predictions, let's take 200 kilos of taxi fuel, the rest is looking good. Then we go to the VNAV setup, transition altitude, we'll use 5001. The speed schedules are looking good. Cruise at 300 knots is looking good as well. Descent, well, I'll already enter flight level 60, or probably 70. No, it doesn't even take that. Okay, so be it. Fair enough. Alright, cool. So that's pretty much everything entered that we needed for the time being. Then let's cross-check. And we got the Zulu 7 Sierra departure. So let's go down to the charts. Use FMS flight plan, please. Frankfurt. Alright, we got the airport chart, we got the taxi chart, and we'll take the parking stands west chart. Yep, that's pretty much the only one that matters to us for taxi. And then for the SID, Zulus 7 Sierra, here it is. Alright, and please turn that dark. Alright, so Delta Fox 158 above 800, Delta Fox 171 above 2500, and maximum 220 knots. We got both of those. Then we continue via 173, 174 above 4200, and we got all of those. Then we continue via 170 above 5000, Umtic Cindy, and we have 170 above 5000, Umtic Cindy, and from there it's via Gipsa, Kostje, Zulus. And we got Gipsa, Kostje, and Zulus. Okay, that is overall looking good. Initial climb clearance 4,000 feet. So let's go ahead and set that one up. Here we go, 4,000. IRS is still aligning, but nonetheless, heading is going to be a runway heading, which is 276. And that's it for the time being. Okay. Then let's move down into the MFD menu. The window can come on. We want the airports, we want speed, altitudes, and missed approach, and that's it. And on the right hand side, it's the same thing. Alright, perfect. So that's basically everything that we had to do down here. MFD data page is looking good. Yep, so we can keep all of that. Alright. So 10 miles are looking fantastic, that's what we need, and the same on the other end side as well. Perfect. APU is now operating, and that's going to be the bleed source, and the packs are coming on. Now do give me some decent temperatures, please. Alright, like that. Perfect, so we are done with that. Then let's go ahead and grab an Atus, and as soon as we got that, we'll get the clearance, do the briefing, and then we're ready to go. So, Frankfurt ATIS 11873.
Service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra.
Alright, ATIS
Frankfurt
Sierra.
Airport. Information Sierra. 1320 Zulu. Arriving runways 25 left, 25 right. Departing runways 25 center, 18. Wind 210 at 17 gusting 28. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, scattered at 2300 feet. Broken at 3400 feet. Temperature 5. Dew point 3. QNH 0990. Transition level 70. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial...
Okay, cool. So we got ATIS information Sierra on board. Let's call for clearance. Frankfurt delivery Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray information Sierra request IFR clearance to Leipzig. Fantastic, the IRS alignment is complete. Flight director is armed in takeoff mode. Oh, nope, didn't intend to do this. We'll keep it armed on takeoff, please.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, cleared to Leipzig via the Zulu 7 Sierra departure runway 18. Initial climb to flight level 070, departure on 118.505 squawk 7453.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray cleared to Leipzig, Zulu 7 Sierra departure runway 18, climb flight level 70, departure 118.505, squawks 7453. Higher than standard, but I like it. 70.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, read back correct. Ground will be on 121.805.
121.805, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Okay, lovely. Runway 18 and the Zulu 7 Sierra is confirmed. Departure 18505, squawk 7453.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Lufthansa Flight 164 departing from Frankfurt.
Okay, cool.
So
that everything is done, then let's get ready for our departure briefing, please. So we are departing Frankfurt's runway 18, Zulu 7 Sierra departure, initial climb flight level 70, MSA 4300. No cold temperature correction necessary today, and we got about 15 minutes of extra fuel. Okay, so we got one hotspot for our taxi out. That's everything that has wheels, especially that road right in front of us, since we will be starting the engines on stand and then taxiing straight out. Apart from that, I've got no hotspot. Stop margin will be more than enough, and our SID, or our engine out SID, is straight at 25 miles, climbing 5,000, and if we need to come back, 25s are in use, so 25 left, 4 kilometers of runway. Slightly above the max landing weight, but that's not going to be a problem at this weight at all. Our SID has got a couple altitude restrictions and one speed restriction of 220 knots, which is going to be our initial speed then. Apart from that, I've got nothing special, nothing non-standard. Threats for the departure? Well, the weather definitely is one threat, gusting up to 28 knots. That could become quite a bit turbulent, and we got low wings, so we'll keep the airplane wings level as good as possible to avoid a wingtip strike. And that's it. Any questions? No? Beautiful. So that's our briefing complete. Let's say hello to our guests. Liebe Fluggäste, einen schönen guten Abend aus dem Cockpit, hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel und im Namen der Lufthansa darf ich Sie ganz herzlich an Bord unseres CRJ900 auf unserem Flug nach Leipzig willkommen heißen. Die Flugzeit heute ca. 35 Minuten, wir erwarten einen weitestgehend ruhigen Flug, sobald wir einmal die bodennahen Turbulenzen verlassen haben. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit, lehnen Sie sich jetzt zurück, machen Sie es sich bei uns an Bord gemütlich und wenn wir etwas für Sie tun können, um den Flug angenehmer zu gestalten, zögern Sie bitte nicht, sich an unsere charmanten Flugbegleiter zu wenden. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Ladies and gentlemen, a good evening from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel, and in the name of Lufthansa, welcome aboard our CRJ900 on our trip to Leipzig. Today's flight time will be 35 minutes, expecting a smooth flight as soon as we've left a couple of turbulences that we're expecting close to the ground. For now, sit back, relax, and make yourself comfortable, and if there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Now we are just finishing up the last paperwork, and as soon as that is completed we will start our engines and then taxi out runway 18 for our departure. Thank you for your attention and again welcome aboard. Okay, so that's looking good. The APU is on and operative, so we can disconnect the AC. Then let's already go ahead and start killing everything we got down here. Doors are all closed. We'll remove that. The parking brake is set, so the chocks can also be removed. And then we can... well, seeing that there is no tuck over here, we can tell GSX that we are ready. So prepare for departure, please. No anti-ice needed. It's rainy enough, and that's it. Alright, great. Then let's go ahead and do our performance real quick. We got a zero fuel weight of 28.4? That doesn't make sense. That's too light, isn't it? Here we go. 29.8. That looks better. Alright, so... perf init. That is 85 passengers. And a cargo of 551. Alright, tells me 29.8, and that is 29.8. Okay, looks good. So our takeoff weight is 34.3, and that checks with the box, so we can execute this. It's a wet runway. Tell you what, let's make that a snowy runway. But with this runway, it doesn't change any data at all. So I'm just going to go for set all down here, and that's all set up. Beautiful. So everything is done down there. Then let's do the checklists. So that's going to be power up and cockpit checklist, please. Parking brake set, covers and pins removed, oxygen masks are checked, and we got 1850 psi. System panels checked and set. Cockpit checklist, passenger signs on, pressurization, landing altitude 380 set, altimeters. QNH 999 reading 250 set left and set right. Okay, EVIS and CAS checked, FMS checked, IRS aligned, nose wheel steering off, cockpit checklist complete. Ground from flight deck, please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and there is no pin currently installed. That's all confirmed. Roger, call you back. Frankfurt ground, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, request engine startup.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, engine start approved.
Engine start approved, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Alright. Then let's get this going. Before start push checklist, mobile devices off, beacon on, hydraulics set, doors closed, parking brake set, fuel pumps and quantity. So we got 2 pumps on, and that's 4,435 kilograms. Alright, takeoff data set and transponder on 1. Before start push checklist complete. So, ground flight deck, we're ready for engine start. Sequence will be 2 then 1, and we'll begin with engine number 2 now. Clear 2. Engine 2 start. N2. No oil pressure, and one is barely rotating, but it is rotating. That's all that I need. So, fuel on. It's funny how there apparently is ignition already, but the ITT isn't rising yet. Okay, ground, we have a good start in engine 2, starting engine 1. Clear 1. Engine 1 start. And 2. I suppose that counts as N1 up there. And here we go, that's looking good. Okay, ground, we got 2 good engine starts, clear disconnect, show me the pin please, and have a good day, bye-bye. So, set. Not freezing, so we can already extend the flaps. And then we're ready for the flight controls, please. We just got a yaw damper message there, which is fixed now. Okay, flight controls. Full up, full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral, rudder. Full left, full right, and neutral. After start checklist. Anti-ice, on, low, on. AC/DC, checked. Fuel cross flow, auto, CAS, checked. North field steering, armed. After start checklist, complete. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, request taxi.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, runway 18, taxi via November.
Taxi runway 18 and request Lima, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, request intersection Lima.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, runway 18, taxi via November. Say again your request for Lima.
What's that say?
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, runway 18, taxi via November. Intersection Lima not available.
Of course it is available. Okay, lights on, we'll do it anyway. So, wipers on, clear left side, clear right side. And just to show you what we are doing, even though they said Lima not available, I don't really care about that, because it's literally straight ahead, right hand turn to Lima. Alright, clear left side, clear right side, park and brake released. Now I'll tell you what, I like the lights. Let's keep them. So, no vehicles on the road. Alright, then we are going to turn to the right hand side here.
Welcome on board. We ask that you now take a moment to familiarize yourself with the safety procedures. When opening the overhead compartments, please ensure that...
Look at how easily we are rolling due to the increased N1 because of the anti-ice that we're using here. Okay, to review the takeoff briefing, it's the left seat takeoff, runway 18, flaps 8, noise abatement procedure 2, takeoff speeds 42, 43, 54, and the SID is straight at left turn, climbing initially flight level 70, contact departure when advised on 118.505. MSA 4300 in case of emergency, straight at 25 to pick up the hold in 5000 feet. Runway 25 is available for a return if necessary, and that's pretty much it. Any questions? No? Okay, so that's our departure briefing complete. Then let's do the taxi checklist. Flaps 8, flight controls checked, trims green and 7.5, thrust reverser armed, EFIS and CAS checked, BTMS 0, and cabin to go.
Fasten it and pull it tight. Once outside the aircraft, inflate the life vest by pulling down on the red tabs. You may also inflate it using the red oral inflation tube. The slides may be used as flotation devices. Smoking, including the use of electronic...
One of the advantages of taxiing towards Lima is that they actually have a stop bar over there, while on November it's just black. You just have the wigwags at the side of the taxiway, indicating that you're reaching the holding point.
Please do not move the seat, as this may damage the device. If an electronic device is damaged, becomes hot, or emits smoke, please notify a crew member immediately. Laptops and other heavy items must be stored.
You may be wondering why I'm taxiing so slowly, but that's just because the cabin isn't ready yet.
Including the brace position in the event of an emergency landing, can be found on the safety information card. The card is located in your seat. Please take a moment now to review it. We will be ready for departure shortly. Electronic devices must not be connected to the power supply during taxi, takeoff, and landing. Please ensure that your tray table, remote control, and monitor are properly stowed. Place your seat back in the upright position and fold away the
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray contact tower on 136.5. Have a good evening.
posted notices and
136.5 Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Good evening.
off. Thank you for your attention. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Frankfurt Tower, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray ready for departure. Okay, 18505 is pre-selected. And should have been 136.5. Frankfurt Tower, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray ready for departure. Alright, let's turn that weather radar on already. I want to see what's going on here.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, Frankfurt Tower, Gude. Runway 18, winds 210 at 17, gusting 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 2, correction 18, cleared for takeoff, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. So down here everything is set. Weather radar tells me that there is nothing going on. I do not believe that. But let's line up and see. Oh, and we should probably have turned on the hydraulics. Interesting. Okay, so that's it. Are you ready? Kindly put your sunglasses off. It's night.
Approaching 18.
Checked. Alright, 18 is correct, and we are clear on both sides. So, are you ready? Then let's go.
18.
Alright, timing. So set thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 80 knots, checked. V1, rotate. Positive climb, gear up. FMS nav,
Altimeter 7.
no. Alright, speed
Altimeter
and
7.
autopilot.
X-ray, contact departure on 118.505.
118.505, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Alright, speed 220. Wipers off. And 18.505. So, flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Long radar, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, passing 2700, climbing 70. Did it just trigger a GPWS when the simulator got stuck for a second?
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, Frankfurt departure, identified, climb flight level 070.
Climbing flight level 70, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Flaps up, speed checked, flaps up, and climb thrust is set. Alrighty, so far so good. 3,000 to go.
7 Alpha X-ray, climb flight level 210.
Climbing flight level 210, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Set, 210 checked. So, set standard. And that's standard cross-check, passing flight level 61 now. Checked. Alright, ice is detected. Let's also put some wing anti-ice on then.
7 Alpha X-ray, contact Langen radar on 119.03.
119.03, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Long radar, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, passing flight level 77, climbing flight level 210. Alright.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, Langen radar, identified. Good evening.
So we pass the speed restriction, accelerating towards 250, and then we can do the after takeoff checklist, which is CAS checked and altimeters standard. After takeoff checklist complete. Okay, nice. So, I think I can actually see a couple stars up there, which means that we're about to leave the bad weather. Let's turn wing anti-ice back off. Also don't need that taxi light any longer. Alrighty. So then, passing level 100, climb level 210, 10 checks.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, Langen radar, climb flight level 230.
Climbing flight level 230, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray.
You may use it.
Okay, set, 230 checked, and then let's do the 10 checks. So the fuel is balanced with 2 pumps on, lights, off APU, off air condition and pressurization, 4.0 climbing and set. Fasten belts definitely remain on for the time being. The CAS is looking good, and we are monitoring 1 to 1.5. 10 checks complete. Okay, lovely. So we got all of that out of the way. Then let's go ahead and start getting her out of the weather. And, well, the question now is, are we going to release the cabin crew so that they can at least do a quick drink service, or are we just going to keep them seated as well? Because it doesn't seem to be turbulent right now, but I think I'm just gonna wait until we eventually see the stars. I mean, yeah. See? This is what I mean. We'll just wait until we're through this, and once we are, then we can release the cabin. Let's just put those lights off. Yeah. We're getting there. If you look at this, looks pretty clear to me now. Okay. Then cabin is released. We're still detecting ice, so I'm just going to keep the anti-ice on for the time being. But you can really see how the airplane doesn't climb that well. Normally CRJ can easily do 3,000 feet a minute. Right now it's quite far from that. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, any chance to proceed direct Zulus? Or probably something even better?
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, cleared direct Zulus.
Clear direct Zulus, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. Alright, and naving straight to Zulus. Then, let's see, the approach probably starts at Woking, doesn't it? Or at Goxley. Well, either would do us well. Okay, we do seem to be pretty clear of any possible icing now, so engine anti-ice off. Huh. Okay, ice warning straight away. Good, then we'll leave it on. This has a bit of Airbus vibes. When the Airbus doesn't say ice not detected, then the moment you turn the cowl anti-ice off, or the engine anti-ice in the Airbus language, you immediately get the warning. Okay, lesson learned, same thing happens on the CRJ. I hoped I could do something to improve our climb gradient here, but nope, ain't happening. Alright then, what we can do in any case though, is to search for the frequency for Leipzig. Oh god, leave that on dark mode please. So, destination Leipzig. We need the airport chart and the parking stands, and I think it's, yep, definitely this one. Alright, now for the approaches, probably going to be 08 right, but let's find out. 123 9055.
Taxiway lights are currently degraded. Expect limited visibility in the area. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Juliet. Leipzig/Halle Airport. Information Juliet. 2250 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 left, 8 right. Wind 065 at 18. Visibility 4. Sky conditions. Broken at 600 feet. Broken at 1800 feet. Broken at 3600 feet. Temperature -4. Dew point -5. QNH 09 or 9 or 6. Transition level 70. Caution bird activity. Taxiway lights are currently degraded. Expect limited visibility in the area. Advise on course heading, altitude.
Okay, cool. So it's runway 8 left and right. We are going to plan runway 08 right then, because that has the shorter taxi route. Okay. So, ILS 8 right. Let's go ahead and pin that. And our arrival is then probably going to be... the Goxley 1 Romeo. I do not expect to fly any of that, but better safe than sorry. So Goxley, if we make that flight level 100, we should be good.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, direct Koske, then at fire.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, any chance to proceed direct Goxley instead? Alright, no more ice detected, cowl anti-ice off. Hold capture.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, cleared direct Koske.
Roger. Okay, how did you spell that thing again? Do we really have to find the charts for that thing again?
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. Clear direct Gox.
Clear direct Goxley, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. Thanks. Okay, that's what we've been looking for. So, direct to Goxley. Execute.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. Roger. Maintain flight level 230.
Yeah, what else? Okay, so flight level 230 in on Goxley and Goxley flight level 100. This thing is located about 30 miles from the destination, so that should be good. ILS 08 right, 111.75. Let's see, speed is doing well. We can just keep that. Heading's looking good as well now. Alrighty. Then let's turn on the window. Top of descent in about 50 miles and distance towards Goxley 91. That leaves us with 41 miles to descend to lose 13,000 feet. Yeah, that sounds about right. See, that's the cross-check that we always do. Alright, temperature is -4, MSA 2800, which is 2400 above the ground, so we add 240 feet, making the new MSA 3100. Anything below that does need altitude or cold temperature correction. So Gamco in 3000 becomes 3250, roughly. Actually, tell you what, let's do that thing completely correctly. So, cold temperature correction, here it is. Temperature halfway between 0 and -10, 2000 means we add 160, and then we got another 400, which is 40 feet, so we add 200 feet, easy going. So, 3000 becomes 3200. So, Gamco 3200. Execute. And the other one probably as well. Alright, that does sound good. The 4000 restrictions are all above the temperature corrected MSA, so they are nothing to worry about. And with that, we have basically set ourselves up. Let's just see what this stuff all looks like here. Yeah, that looks about alright. Cool. So we got all that good stuff in. Then let's do a very quick setup for the descent here. 300 knots, 0.74 in the cruise is good, and for the descent we'll take 0.69/300. Which is basically the speed that we're currently flying. Transition level 70 to 50 below 10,000 is good. And Goxley 10,000 is good as well. Alright, that's mostly it. We don't need to insert any descent winds or stuff in this aircraft. Secondary flight plan, we'll actually just copy the active, just to have a backup there. And then we got Echo Delta, Delta, Papa, and a 25-mile ring around that thing for our MSA awareness. And that's it.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. Contact Munich radar on 128.635.
128.635 Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray. See ya. Munich radar, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, flight level 230.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-Ray, flight level 230.
Maintaining level 230, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Okay, beautiful. So everything is done. Then let's do a PA. So you have control your ATC. Liebe Fluggäste, wie versprochen aus dem Cockpit noch einmal Ihr Kapitän mit einem kleinen Wetterupdate für unseren Anflug nach Leipzig. Das Wetter dort ist derzeit bewölkt, kalt, nass, aber immerhin noch nicht verschneit. Wir werden also in Kürze unseren Reiseflug verlassen und beginnen dann mit unserem Anflug auf Leipzig. Aktuell minus 4 Grad und eine tiefliegende Wolkendecke. Wir bedanken uns ganz herzlich, dass Sie heute Lufthansa für den Flug gewählt haben, wünschen Ihnen einen schönen Aufenthalt, gegebenenfalls eine gute und sichere Weiterreise und freuen uns, Sie dann bald wieder an Bord eines unserer Flugzeuge begrüßen zu dürfen. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Ladies and gentlemen, from a flight deck, this is your captain speaking with the promised weather update. In Leipzig at the moment, a temperature of minus 4 degrees, some low-lying clouds and some easterly winds. Thank you very much for choosing Lufthansa today. We hope you enjoyed the flight as much as we did, and we look forward to welcoming you again on board of a future scheduled service. In the meantime, thank you very much for your attention. We look forward to see you all again in the future, and we now wish you a safe journey home. Thank you very much, and good evening. Alright, so I'm back with you, and then we can start with the approach briefing, please. Actually, how fast the top of descent? Yeah, we still have time. Okay, approach briefing then. So we are going to fly the standard arrival, probably radar vectors onto an ILS approach for runway 08 right. Temperature corrected MSA. Hey, we haven't actually set that yet. So 628 plus 20, so we end up at 648. 650, here we go. Okay, so temperature corrected minimum is going to be 650 feet, and the approach itself will be pretty much all standard stuff. In case of go around, it's straight at right hand turn. We'll see to which altitude they let us climb. I do suppose it's going to be somewhere around 4,000. Is it? Yeah, looks like it. Alright, cool. So 4,000 for the missed approach and extra fuel and time. We have around 30 minutes on board now. Okay, before I do my part, request descent. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, ready for descent.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, you are talking to clearance, contact the airport frequency.
No. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, ready for descent. I don't know why the AI cannot understand it when I do that request.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, cleared Goxel 1 Romeo into Leipzig. When you're ready, descend, flight level 170.
Goxley 1 Romeo, descent level 170, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Set, 170 tracked, vertical speed, so 2,300 feet a minute required. Engine anti-ice on. And here we go. Alright, cool. So let's continue with the briefing now. So this will be a flight director guided ILS approach, flaps 45, and we don't have an auto brake in here. We do not have... Well, we do not have anything automatic in here. So manual brake to vacate to make the exit onto the left-hand side, flaps 45 with maximum reverse due to the weather. I don't want to risk anything there. Vacate the runway to the left-hand side and then taxi to the apron. I'm not sure which gate they're going to park us at, but any is going to work, including the jetway gates. Nothing special, nothing non-standard. You already mentioned that cold temperature correction is needed, so corrected MSA becomes 3,100 feet. Anything below that is corrected, so 3,200 for Gamco and 650 for the minimum. Runway elevation 420 is now set as well. Alright, beautiful. So that's it from my side. Threats for the arrival. Slippery runways is a possibility over here. So maximum reverse, use as little wheel brakes as possible, and yeah, if there's anything, if you feel like anything is not going the way that it's supposed to go, then do speak up. There is no shame in doing so. There is only shame in lying next to the runway and having the entire internet laughing about that. Any questions or suggestions? No? Alright, then that's our approach briefing completed. So next up is going to be an approach checklist. Fair enough. 1,000 to go. Checked. Further descent would of course be nice. So, how's the weather looking? Clouds over clouds, can't say anything. Okay, it doesn't matter, seatbelts on. Don't want to risk anything here. If things go wrong, then we're the idiots again. And we absolutely do not want to be those idiots. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, request further descent.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, say requested altitude.
Request level 100, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Well, we want to land, so as low as you got.
X-ray, descent flight level 100.
Descending level 100, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Yeah, congratulations ATC. They really need to improve the descent phase. Alright, let's give it as much as we can, but more than 3,000 is probably not gonna make much sense. We need 3,600, but that's for Zanu at 4,000, so probably gonna be fine. We are slowly catching up to the Snowflake, which is the VNAV path indicator in this airplane.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, contact Leipzig approach on 120.84.
120.84, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Leipzig approach, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, flight level 140, descending flight level 100.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, Leipzig approach identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS runway 8 right approach into Leipzig.
Expecting the ILS runway 08 right, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Approaching. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, any chance to proceed direct Delta Papa 442? Approaching.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, direct Delta P442 approved. Proceed direct.
Direct Delta Papa 442 approved, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Alrighty. Execute. What the... Why is my approach gone?
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, descend flight level 080.
Descending flight level 80, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Set, flight level 80 checked. Me heading for now. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, request radar vectors for the approach. Okay, speed 250, heading is looking good, and then we just gotta re-enter that approach. 08 right, vectors.
Alpha X-ray, altitude 5,000 feet. Turn left, heading 360 vectors for the ILS runway 8 right approach.
Descend 5,000 feet left, heading 360, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, please confirm the QNH.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, altitude 5,000 feet, left heading 360, roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our
Lufthansa 7
final
Alpha
approach
X-ray,
to
QNH
Leipzig.
Nina 5,
Please
course
turn
Nina
off
7
all
9er.
electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away.
QNH 995, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray.
Benz. In Leipzig.
Okay, so set QNH.
Our assigned gate is apron 128. Thank you for your cooperation.
995 cross-check, passing 8.8 now.
Lufthansa
Checked.
7 Alpha X-ray, 13 miles from Delta Papa 442. Turn right, heading 050, altitude 3,000 feet, until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 8 right approach.
Turn right, heading 050, descend 3000, cleared ILS 08 right, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. However, I'm only going to do 4000 over here. So, localizer, course 082, ILS Romeo is confirmed. That's all looking fantastic. We're catching up with the glide slope over here. Then just give me direct to 442 again. No, that looks complete nonsense. Alright, tell you what, let's take 441, put that in as from waypoint. But no, that's complete nonsense. What is it doing? Because why wouldn't it? Okay, so 3000, we'll make that 3200 with a temperature correction down here. So we're past 10,000. Lights on, signs on, and EFIS is set. Alright, that should be fine. Now one more attempt to fix this. Direct Goxley, execute. Now let's see if we can build something from here. Direct Zanu, execute. The rest here is nonsense. We'll ignore that stuff. We fly the ILS. We learned to fly an airplane, that's for a reason. Alright, ice is detected again. Wing anti-ice on. Okay, good. Approach checklist, please. Pressurization, land alt 420 set, cast checked, altimeters, QNH 995.
Alpha X-ray, contact Leipzig Tower on 121.105.
121.105, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, bye.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray, 121.105 is Leipzig Tower frequency.
Yeah, you don't say. Okay, so vertical speed, let's go ahead and start reducing. Might need some speed brake for that. 1000 to go. Alt capture. Localizer capture. Come on, catch that glide, please. Of course it doesn't, because why wouldn't it? Alright, flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Okay, that is looking good. Now the only thing we still need is this. So, set all performance figures. Come on, you're not in the overspeed. Alright, glide slope capture. Go around altitude. 4,000 is set. Okay, gear down. Also, at the end of the day, we are a little bit fast at the moment. But we can see the runway, so the 500-foot gate can be used. That means we got to be stabilized in 900 feet. No more ice detected, so anti-ice off. Yeah, that's not correct. Field elevation 420. Well, okay, that is correct. Alright, flaps 8. Yeah, spoilers deployed, that is intentional. Here we go, spoilers are in. Okay, flaps 30. And set the approach speed, please. 144, making it 149. Okay, and flaps 45. Just about stable. No, to be honest, could have done this a bit better. This is really where pilot monitoring would have been handy. Alright, continue. Okay, spoilers, reverse green, decel. $80 knots. $60 knots. Told you pilot monitoring would have been useful. Okay, and here we are. Yeah, ice detected, that's fine. We'll deal with you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So, ground
welcome to
11805.
Leipzig. Did you know that Leipzig is home to the world's oldest zoo, founded in 1830?
Switching ground, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray.
Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position.
Leipzig ground, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Request taxi to gate 132.
4:43 p.m. If you have a connecting flight, please listen closely.
Lufthansa 7
Flight
Alpha X-ray,
LH
Leipzig Tower, not clear what you said. Say again.
15 a.m. from gate B3. Thank you.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. X-ray, taxi to apron 1, gate 32 via Hotel 5 November. Good day.
Hotel 5 November, gate 132, Lufthansa 7 Alpha X-ray. Good evening. Okay, beautiful. So the weather over here isn't
Alpha X-ray, gate
as
132.
bad. Yeah, whatever. The weather over here isn't as bad as we originally expected. Nonetheless, that was definitely an interesting approach. I mean, in the real world, probably would have considered a go-around. For flight simulation purposes, hey, it's kind of fun to get these things down, isn't it? As mentioned, wouldn't do that in the real world, but sometimes you gotta enjoy when you're playing a computer game. Alright. Now, why do we not see anything? Well, then we're gonna keep the landing lights on. That's fine with me. Alright, cool. Do we have an after landing checklist on this airplane? No, we do not. Where is it going? So, 1 terminal, all positions 132. No follow me needed. Alright, lights off. So, CRJ9 is on the guidance system. And stop. Lovely. Alright, parking brake is set, APU is available, then let's switch over the bleeds, and here we go. 2, 1. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Alright. Engines are running down, then let's go ahead and call for the jetway. We are going to keep the air conditioning going, bacon can come off, and signs off. Alright. So, chocks in place. Open up that door, and it is going to be in a jetway configuration. Ground power can be connected, doors can be opened. Power is connected, and then we can do the parking checklist, please. Which is parking brake on, thrust levers, shut off, fuel pumps off, ignition off, anti-ice off, low off, external lights set, hydraulics on, trims centered, flaps 0, radar and transponder off and standby, and nose wheel steering off, parking checklist complete. Alright then, my friends, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Let me know how you like this recent flight. Let me know how you would like me to handle situations like that in the future. Because, as mentioned, in the sim it's just really fun to sometimes land out of these things, while in the real world, obviously would have considered a go-around. Now, I didn't want to make the videos too long, because that always is a little bit of a factor here. We're already an hour and 15 with this video, otherwise it would have been an hour and 30. So, do leave your feedback in the comments underneath, because that enables me to make the best possible decisions for the channel. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.